There hasn't been much progress on the volume. In Nazarick, Ains wants to take Aura and Mare to the Elven Kingdom as a way to escape his obligations. The two Dark Elf twins are very happy about this. They know that the kingdom is at war, but they both get a little disappointed knowing that they will go on vacation. Ains needs to gather information about the Elven Kingdom. Luckily, Aura and Mare have the 3 elf ex-slaves of the workers, formerly Aria's slaves. Ains orders the elves to meet him at the 9th floor cafeteria, where we are introduced to the chef. There hasn't been much progress on the volume. In Nazarick, Ains wants to take Aura and Mare to the Elven Kingdom as a way to escape his obligations. The two Dark Elf twins are very happy about this. They know that the kingdom is at war, but they both get a little disappointed knowing that they will go on vacation. Ains needs to gather information about the Elven Kingdom. Luckily, Aura and Mare have the 3 elf ex-slaves of the workers, formerly Aria's slaves. Ains orders the elves to meet him at the 9th floor cafeteria, where we are introduced to the chef. In the cafeteria, the elves are served drinks to make the conversation more comfortable. Ains then goes on to announce his wishes to go to the Elven Kingdom and wants them to provide him with information. The elves tell him everything they know about their kingdom. Ains, using magic, explores the country of the elves with Aura and Mare. Magically discover the location of the Dark Elf village by following the directions given by the 3 elves. The elves asked Ains for his wish to remain in Nazarick, and he grants them. The Elf King is introduced to us in the middle of the volume. The Elf King managed to have a daughter who turned out to be a strong girl, but she is not in the realm of heroes. She is close to reaching that level. He tries to strengthen her through combat. That's why he gives her some items. The theocracy sent the scripture of Holocaust to the great forest of Eveshah to assassinate the Elf King once and for all. Instead, they run into the daughter of the Elf King. It seems that she was able to easily kill human soldiers using only a bow, but they managed to kill her. The Elf King was observing the combat. He is present before the members of that scripture. He does not fight personally. He uses his monster Behemoth. Note, this creature is strong. We are mentioned in the extra, the vampire princess of the Lost Country, where he killed 50,000 individuals when he appeared. The Behemoth kills the captain of the Holocaust scripture and some of his members, but not all of them, as some managed to escape. The Elf King did not act out of revenge. He wanted to avoid taking the magical items from the corpse of his useless daughter. He had to avoid losing his magnificent bow. He lets the mother know that the girl died in combat, implying that she should give her more children like that. The woman cannot bear the pain and decides to commit suicide by throwing herself from a considerable height. The Elf King doesn't mind this. After all, how the strong aren't impressed by the weak committing suicide. Upon reaching the outskirts of the town of the Dark Elves, they run into Lord Ankylorsis. He is a monster whose strength is estimated to be that of Hamsuk. Aura captures that bear and will cause the creature to attack the Dark Elves. The bear fulfills his mission. In the end, he is sacrificed in the town at the hands of Aura, revealing that his intervention saved the Dark Elves. Aura returns to inform Ains about the status of the Dark Elf village. Ains hoped that the Floor Guardian would make new friends. Instead, she turned them into her followers. Aura ordered the Dark Elves to prepare a welcome fit for a king. Ains asked Aura to establish friendly relations with the Dark Elves from now on. Before entering the village, Ains realizes that Mare might be ridiculed by the Dark Elves for wearing female clothing. He tries to make her understand the benefits of wearing male clothing. However, Ains feels that he would be changing the wishes that Bukubuku Chagama had with Mare. If she were there, she would be scolding him, or so Ains imagined. At the end of the volume, the survivors of the Holocaust scripture inform the higher-ups of the theocracy of their failure in the assassination. The cardinals wanted to end the human-elf conflict by employing a blitzkrieg, yet that tactic did not work for them. They have no choice. They will have to mobilize their greatest fighting power to the conflict by issuing the order to send the extra seat of the Black Scripture to the Elven Kingdom to annihilate the Elf King. This time it will be an all-out war against the elves. The theocracy must rush to finish off the elves. They must prepare to prevent the Sorcerer King Ains Ul Gaun from expanding to other countries. In the last pages of the volume there is the appearance of Zeshi Zetsumei, pleased to abide by the current order of the cardinals. She remembers her mother, it was still fresh in her heart. When her mother was still alive, she treated her very badly, as Zeshi was the representation of the Elf King's rape. Her mother mistreated her and excused herself that this was training. The cardinals of that time witnessed those harsh training sessions. They warned the woman that if she continued like this she might end up accidentally killing Zeshi, but the woman refused this. Seeing that the woman was willing to kill her daughter, the cardinals decided to separate them to stop the abuse. That ended up affecting little Zeshi, her personality twisted. Upon reaching a certain age, he began to take on a certain custom. When he meets the people who will be members of the Black Scripture, he enters into combat with those who are arrogant because they are very confident in their strength. It could be said that Zeshi's role is to lower their arrogance. Yes, in these fights he uses all his strength that practically leaves them on the verge of death. He argues that this is a kind of training, he acquired this from his mother. These members of the Black Scripture develop a terrible fear of her, which is why the cardinals try to keep her away from them. The end of volume 15 states that Ains, the Elf King, and Zeshi will fight in the next volume. Important volume points. There is a possibility that the Elven King is a descendant of players, but he is not listed as a demigod/godkin. From his words and deeds, it is possible that his father is a Yggdrasil player. However, we are hinted that he is not a son/descendant of the 6 great gods. Given the longevity of the elves mentioned in the book and the fact that the 6 great gods are long dead already, it is possible that his father is a recently arrived player, possibly in the lax 300+ years. The Elf King does not fight directly. For those annoying issues he uses his behemoth. Therefore, it is difficult to determine its level. Personally, it's hard to believe that the Elf King is level 100. Corpus of the Abyss, undead organization that appeared in the Vampire Princess of the Lost Country, appeared at the end of the book. They are not directly related to the main story, the human-elf conflict, but they are moving in the shadows. Cure Alim Los Malvar, Dragon Lord of the Ancient Coffin, is confirmed to be alive. It does not appear or is mentioned that the Elf King owns any world items or guild weapons, but certainly his bow comes from Yggdrasil, as it is a weapon inherited from his father. From the brief description given to the bow it is not difficult to see that it is from the game. The behemoth emerges from the ground, so it can be a spirit of the earth or something like that. It is very possible that it was created by magic or some skill, that is to say that it is an invocation. The chef NPC does not have much importance in the book. He appeared because of Maruyama's wish to introduce NPCs who haven't spawned yet recited. It seems like it's a goal he wants to accomplish before Overlord ends. This time the story is not as impressive as the previous ones, but personally the important thing about the book is the explanation of the birth of Zeshi and the origin of the Elven King. Dragon Lords are constantly mentioned, they will be moving behind the scenes. It is as if we are being prepared for his appearance, perhaps in the next volume, or the others. Saint Dorcas Vision, the Platinum Dragon Lord and his alliance of 6 anti-player dragons are preparing to face Nazarick. It is also suggested that the Theocracy's conflict with the elves had a certain relationship with TSA. I think that this relationship serves to connect everything to trigger an event important enough to be shown by the end of the novel.